What up, y'all? Welcome to Counterpoint. So, the grand jury is supposed to be convening. And I've seen a lot of people getting really excited because they believe that if the grand jury is being convened, it must mean that they have a suspect. And a lot of people is getting excited saying, sure enough, maybe they don't use that word, but for sure, somebody about to get arrested because the grand jury has been convened. And I just want to say this before there's too much disappointment going on. And again, let me say warning, 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 disclaimer, all of that, fine print, read it. This video and all my videos is my opinion. The name of this channel is Counterpoint. If I see something different than other people, not just because it has to be different, but a lot of times I see things different than most, so I call it counterpoint. I'm giving you my opinion. It's probably not going to be the popular opinion. It is my opinion. I'm not on the grand jury. I'm not the judge. I'm not the prosecutor. I'm not the DA. I'm not the governor of the state. None of that. Okay? I'm on the East Coast. Got my own stuff going on. I give my opinion because it's social media. But I believe that a lot of people are going to be disappointed after the grand jury makes their determination. Just because they bring the grand jury together does not necessarily mean that they have a suspect. I'm going to try to give this in layman terms for most people that don't understand how grand juries operate. They pretty much, and this is layman terms, of course, they have several responsibilities. I'm going to give you the layman term, short and sweet. They pretty much have two responsibilities. Number one, here's the evidence. Look at it. When y'all done looking at the evidence, witness testimony, videos, cell phones, Snapchat, messages, text messages, whatever they got, GPS coordinates, all of this. Look at it all. Then I want you to determine, number one, has a crime been committed? That's pretty much the primary purpose of a grand jury. Is there probable cause, or in our words, evidence to suggest, based on what you have seen, that a crime has been committed? Now, if they come back and say, yeah, it looked like it has, then the next question will be, okay, then by whom? Based on the evidence that you've looked at, and you have determined that a crime, in this case, homicide, would have been committed. If it's a crime in this situation, I'm not saying one was. I'm just saying if it's a crime, it's going to be homicide. Okay, or manslaughter or something. Okay, now who do you feel, based on the evidence, is responsible? Then from that, there will be an indictment. So the statement, you can get an indictment on a ham sandwich that was made, is actually it was a ploy. I want y'all to be aware of that, because if they don't indict, then they want people to say, well, if it's that easy to get an indictment and they didn't indict, then what happened? Somebody did something wrong. Somebody's trying to cover something up. Because we heard that it's easy you can indict a ham sandwich. See, that was a ploy. These guys, ladies and gentlemen, these guys is strategists, and they know how to move and use words to play on the emotions of the public. Just be careful with. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful when you hear anybody using certain words that they know. I'm gonna say this now because 3 months from now you're gonna remember what I said. Was a crime committed? Yes, no. If yes, then Based on the evidence by whom? I'm going to give you my opinion today. In my opinion, they're going to come back with no indictment. That's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'll come back on here and tell you I was wrong. My opinion, they're going to come back with no indictment. And let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you the real reason why I don't think they're going to indict. It's the real reason. There was an autopsy done that the family and most people, and me too, I would want, because again of the state and different things go on. I'm looking like, okay, can we be sure? Because I just want to be sure. I have my own opinion, but I still want to be sure. So Ben Crump shows up, and in his speaking, and I'm paraphrasing his words, but pretty much, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're not letting anything go. We're not overlooking nothing. We're gonna turn over every rock. We're gonna look in every crevice. We're gonna get our own independent autopsy done. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna get to the truth. Okay, so I want you to remember, you have one done by a pathologist, expert examiner of anatomy, the body, crime, how the body's supposed to look normally, not normal, in the water, out of water, shot, stabbed, suffocated. Expert! Years of study, reading books all night. Yeah. Examinations. Years. Top of the field by the state of Mississippi, which they said wasn't good enough. Okay, I'm with that. But it could be shady because you never know. Let's be sure. So you send it off to your own, to the people that you trust. Black pathologists. Now, here's why I do not think there's going to be an indictment. Because in the preliminary findings from a black pathologist, they have determined they can't see evidence of foul play. Keep that in mind. Because if you were, after saying that, in my opinion, that's why I said before, they should have hired a criminal defense lawyer, not a civil rights lawyer. I don't think a civil rights lawyer would have showed their hand like that. Because if you arrest, if I'm the lawyer for the one that you arrest, that you indict, get a lawyer. I'm going to say, I'm going to bring both of them doctors up on the stand. And I'm going to challenge the jury and the judge. How in the world did you indict Billy, my client, when two experts have already said they could not find evidence of foul play? And yet somehow you have determined that there is. The only way, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, that they're going to be able to indict somebody, you're going to have very hard evidence, my opinion. And by very hard evidence, I mean a confession, a video of somebody actually doing it, the audio of somebody saying that they did it, and the audio is scrubbed and checked out by at the highest level. Very, very, very clear evidence. And I don't think they have that, in my opinion. Confession, video, some audio where somebody actually said they did it, and I don't think they did. Because when you have two pathologists and a black one that was hired by Ben Crump, so can't nobody say he fudged anything. We can only say, why didn't he have the throat? Because he could have went down there and looked at the throat. That's why. Chain of custody with certain body parts. Let's get past that. The throat can be looked at. How we know it's his? Pull DNA sample. That's how you know. Okay? Let's get past that. They could have sent him down, and maybe they did. We don't know. Certain things we ain't gonna know. They could have sent him down. He could have checked the throat himself, verified, looked at it, and said, okay. But when you got two professional examiners and both have come up with the same conclusion that we pretty much can't say that we see evidence of foul play, it is going to be very hard to indict somebody. That's my opinion.